Obamacare. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Stupid people are ruining America.
The president just wants to take care of you. He just doesn't think you're able to do it for yourself.
There's a very thin line between communism, progressivism, Marxism, socialism.
The empire will strike back.
You still don't know that this was political.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of America Our Way. I am your host, Justin Floyd. I hope you've all had a great week. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. We've got a ton of stuff to talk about today. We are not short on topics. Everything happened this week. I think all of the dramatic leaders of the world have decided to just do everything they can this week, so that during the Christmas holidays, everybody will still be talking, and all the news people will still have stuff to say, and they can go on vacation and not worry that their names will drop out of the news for too long. Or, not that. It could also not be any of that, because not necessarily all of them celebrate Christmas. And if you don't like that dry joke, that's fine. I didn't like it much either, but I told it anyway. Anyways, I'm so excited. I think I've sorted out all of my technical issues here, so we won't have any more of those random two-part episodes going on. Should be all good. It's the second new computer I've had in 2 weeks, so pretty excited, pretty stoked to have everything in order here. Hopefully the gods of technology are smiling on me now. I paid my dues to their bounty hunters, Best Buy, and computer store. Take it for what you will. But, so lots of stuff has happened in the last couple of days alone. Most notably, for those of you who are regular listeners, you know that I work in the news business in my day life, my day job, my alter ego, mild-mannered alter ego, well, badly-mannered alter ego, I should say. But we actually had a newscaster, a meteorologist, get shot on his way out home from work earlier this week, and it's made things pretty crazy in my professional life, and just in general. Everything gets a lot more stressful when you realize that there are people out there who may or may not want to kill you. Luckily, that newscaster, it was at a different station, not my station. It was a station that we compete against. He was shot several times by a person that he did not know with a .40 caliber handgun, and he's had surgery and is going to be just fine. Which, if you know anything about firearms, you know that's no joke. But, he was just going to his car. He finished up doing the weather in the morning, was heading to his car. He's not even been married a year. Very mild-mannered, soft-spoken guy. I don't have an unkind thing to say about him, which means he's not done anything wrong. I'm not, it's not easy to keep me from criticizing. But he was just walking to his car, and as he was getting in it, somebody exchanged words with him and then started shooting. He got hit in the stomach and the shoulder, managed to drive away, and crashed his car a little bit into a median area where there were some construction workers who, saw that he's badly hurt, and they were able to get the ambulance down there, and they got him to the hospital. He had surgery, and he's fine. But, it just kind of puts everything in perspective, that putting yourself out there in the media and being a public figure in terms of broadcasting, even this little shindig we do here on Thursday nights, it's rough when you think about the fact that things you say on the air, even something as small as the rain chances, can lead people to want to take your life, which is just kind of shocking. And for me, my immediate response, I mean, I may sound a little troubled here, but it's just been a stressful situation, but I didn't, it wasn't a friend of mine. We weren't personally connected in any way. He just did a job similar to mine in the same, worked in the same field as me at a place similar to where I work, and just happened to fall into the hands of this violent person. But my initial response when we heard what happened is, we need to be armed. We need to be able to defend ourselves. And, in today's America, you don't get that. You work at a business, more often than not, they don't let you carry. It's in your employee handbook. It's, against company policy. They don't want guns in the station because of, insurance liability. And not just the station. This is any job. This is not me railing against anybody. Most businesses won't let you carry while you work there. Very rarely is there a job that allows you to have a sidearm on. And a lot of people will make the argument, well, that's, your Second Amendment rights, they can't take it away. Well, when you agree to work for a business, you agree to follow their rules, and if that's one of their rules, that's condition of you having your job. So you make that agreement when you sign up for the gig. And as unfortunate as it is, when you have that kind of mortality slapped in front of you like that kind of, the fragile nature of life, handed to you on a platter, you can't help but feel like things in America need to change. It needs to not be common practice for us to care at all if people don't like guns. We need to rid ourselves of these social norms that place the comfortability of the moronic above the safety of the responsible. And like I said, it's a business's choice, and if you're a hardcore lefty and you own a business, A, you are an anomaly. You are an anomaly, and B, probably not going to get anywhere with that person. But it needs to be something that actively people work for, and this is just from my personal experience in the last couple of days. I feel like every business in America, or at least more of them, should be open to the idea of allowing employees to carry, to defend themselves. And I'm not talking about open carry, and I'm not talking about shotguns and rifles. I'm just talking about concealed carry, lawful concealed carry. And as much as, you can argue the morality of these laws and whether or not it's just to require you a license to have a gun to defend yourself, despite having a constitutional right to do so. If a business requires you to get a license, that's another matter because you work there. But I think that pro-gun activists, and I know many of you listening to the show are, many of you that are hardcore Second Amendment enthusiasts that, rally with open carry or members of the NRA, all that stuff, I think that the next rational, reasonable goal for this group is to normalize guns. And I think we've seen that, more people trying to say, guns don't kill people, you just need to get your kids exposed to gun training, gun safety classes, take people to the range, get them exposed to guns so they understand it's only as dangerous as the person using it. But I think that needs to go a step further. I think that rather than just trying to get more people involved in the pop culture around guns or get some practical knowledge of guns, I think that a great step would be to allow those who have that knowledge to push for those people to be allowed to defend themselves inside of businesses, to, push for employee rights in that sense. And again, it's totally voluntary when you sign up to work for a company that doesn't allow you to carry, and I'm not saying, there needs to be a law or anything like that. I'm saying that if you are a gun activist, if you are one of these people that, lobbies for gun organizations, or you call your congressman, or, you're an activist in your community about carrying guns, I think that a great idea, a great point to focus on would be convincing employers to allow their employees to defend themselves. And obviously this doesn't apply, to manufacturers who, you're around a lot of dangerous machines and stuff like that, but, people that are doing desk jobs, people that are, doing work around other people or where people have easy access, or in my case, when you're involved with the public in terms of broadcasting communications of any kind, I think we should be looking to try and get industry standards of people being allowed to carry. Now, probably Fox News is the only broadcasting network in the nation, probably, and I could be wrong. There could be some smaller ones out there, and I've heard rumors that there are smaller ones out there that, do their part and allow their employees to carry and stuff like that. But probably Fox News is the only major broadcast employer that lets their employees carry. But I think that after this week and after what's happened in my situation, I think that's something that I would like to see gun advocates focus on, because it's less public, it's less in your face. People don't have to have guns slung over their shoulders in grocery stores or anything like that. It would be a change that no one would notice except for the irate, irrational gun control activists. They'd be the only people that would notice the change, and even then they would only notice if one of their organizations happened to catch it as it was, being changed, where, the portion about carrying guns is at work is removed from the employee handbook without fanfare. The sign on the door that says, pursuant to code blah, 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 you can't carry in here, those signs are removed without fanfare. Silently nod. It's like a silent nod to concealed carry people. You are welcome to defend yourself here. Because in a situation where I could be shot by someone who didn't like the forecast walking to my car, I would much prefer that I am able to fire back rather than try to run for my life. I would feel much safer if I had a hand on my hip as I walk to my car. But that's just my idea, my anecdotal thing from this week that I thought I would share with you folks. Since those of you who, listen regularly and you know who I am and where I work, you probably saw this in the news. So I figured I'd address it off the bat. Now, there is something that has been big in the news today, prominently, and